What is up, people? We are 2 days away from the official AION 5.0 launch in Europe, and besides the fact that I'm so hyped, I feel like I'm back in December 2009, I really wanted to tell you a very important thing. AION 5.0, guys, is the best time to be in AION or to start playing AION in the whole history of AION, I suppose, besides the launch. This video basically goes out mostly to those of you who have not tried the game yet, or those of you who are currently taking a break from the game, or those of you who are slightly interested in the game but never really wanted to come and join us because XYZ reasons, it's too hard, you're too far behind, it's too old of a game, it needs lots of gear, etc. Throughout this video, I'm going to tell you why 5.0 is such an amazing time for you to start playing AION or for you to return to the game. And I'm going to start off with the publisher in Europe, which is Gameforge. I just want to give Gameforge a big thumbs up because in the past, I would say 3-4 months, they have stepped up their game tremendously. I mean, today's Gameforge is nothing compared to last year's Gameforge, 2 years ago Gameforge, etc. They have stepped up their game in terms of support, in terms of communication with the community, in terms of forums, in terms of their cash shop, and basically they are just like a normal, nice publisher, yeah, which they weren't when they acquired the game. So thumbs up for Gameforge for that, and that makes the game overall a lot better experience for a new player and for an already existing player. Yeah, so that's really nice. In terms of the game, guys, 5.0 basically resets everything, right? So if you're a new player that wants to join the fray, but you're afraid that, hey, maybe I'm too bad geared for everyone else. Maybe it's gonna take me months in order to get a proper end game PvE and PvP set. Then nothing to worry about, guys, because 5.0 brings new gear that is a lot better than the current best. All of us want this gear, and it doesn't require you to have any gear in order to farm it. It is a gear that you can buy with a special currency that can be bought from the auction house. You can farm it yourself, and even if you want to farm every single bit of the currency for the new gear that is better than the current best, remember, then it just basically takes you 2-3 weeks with whatever bad gear you have from leveling. You can even do it. So it's super easy. And take me as an example, right? In this game, I'm filthy in terms of money, gear, pre-mades. I have every single toy and every single thing that I can possibly wish for. Now you come as a new player, and if you get enough currency to buy this new gear that just comes, and it's almost for free, and it doesn't require any grind whatsoever. You just go to the auction house, buy the currency, buy the gear. Yeah, if you buy this gear, you are better geared than I am at the moment. So, the only difference in between you and me is that I'm gonna know the classes better and I'm gonna have more friends, but that is easily achievable if you're a dedicated player. And Aeon kind of requires you to be a dedicated player. Aeon is not a casual game, I can tell you that for sure. But if you love the game and if you always wanted to try it and if you like it, then the best time for you to do it now, as long as you're a dedicated player and you put some effort into learning your class. Other thing that I want to mention, guys, to you is there is shitloads of content in Aeon. Obviously, it's a 6-year-old game, and 5.0 comes with even more content in terms of PvE and in terms of PvP. There is a ton of maps, there is crafting, there is everything you can possibly imagine. The current content that is probably gonna be half obsolete when 5.0 comes is still very much playable because of the need of money. In Aeon, you kind of need money. It's not a game like Wildstar in which you finish 2 raids, you got fully geared, you can quit. There is nothing for you to improve upon. Nothing. So Aeon is different. Aeon is a game that will keep you posted for years. If you're looking for a new home, or if you're looking for a more of a stable game, if you're not just a game hopper, then Aeon is a perfect game for you. I am personally looking for, always looking in an MMO to have meaningful content. I finish a dungeon. What do I do next? Do I really want to go back to that dungeon? No. what's the point in redoing dungeons in most of the games? There is no point unless the game has a nice money sink. And Aeon has a couple of nice money sinks that make the current dungeons with better gear, they make them easier, first of all. And second of all, it's really good for you to keep doing them, and they're really fun and they're really important for you to continue progressing after you get the gear from a dungeon and you have a good group that finishes stuff. Then you can continue enchanting your gear, socketing it, making it better. So that is a huge aspect of Aeon that some games actually don't have it, and it makes all of their content pointless as soon as you finished it once. Besides a ton of PvE content, which is really engaging because you actually need to know your class, the harder the content, the harder the PvE content, the harder it gets for your class to be super viable. And that's why you need to learn to play it in order to do a really good job as, whatever you are, whatever class you choose. It's not boring at all. PvE is super fun. Obviously it's not as fun as in an action combat game, but it's extremely rewarding. The more you focus, the more your group is communicating, the more you play your class, the more you get to understand, and the faster the PvE content becomes, the more rewarding because you get money out of it, you get skins, you get maybe better gear if that's what you're into. So it is an awesome PvE content with a lot of features, and 5.0 is stepping up the game in terms of PvE content as well, because we're gonna have new ways to customize our characters. I'm not even gonna go into that. That's just an amazing feature of 5.0. You should come check it out for yourself. So besides all the cool PvE, Aeon has a ton of PvP. Unlike other games, Aeon has PvP gear. So the better gear you have in Aeon, the better you're gonna be, obviously, in PvP. Can a bad PvP geared player with a lot of skill defeat a super good PvP geared player with no skill and no focus playing with one hand? Yeah, that's possible. So skill matters a lot in Aeon, and not necessarily reaction time like in most action combat oriented games, but knowledge of what the other class is doing, how their buffs look, knowing what he's gonna use, what he just used now, what cooldowns does he have, what cooldowns he doesn't have, and how you should be reacting to what your opponent is doing. So knowledge of the game, again, Aeon rewards you for being loyal and rewards you for putting in that dedication, which is what I'm personally looking in an MMORPG. If I just want funsies and I just want a one night stand, I'm gonna go play Overwatch, I'm gonna go play 2 matches of Dota, or I'm just gonna go shoot some nubs in Counter Strike. You know, MMOs, RPGs are, in my opinion, supposed to engage you for a period of years, maybe even tens of years for some people, God knows. Aeon has that fully. It is extremely engaging and extremely nice. The game doesn't just end when you get your gear, it continues with improving your class, improving your skill, improving your gear, etc. Other than that, guys, the factions are booming with people from two separate factions in a 6-year-old game with, what do we have? Six, eight separate servers that are not combined in any way. I see hundreds of people in every single siege, and that just makes me happy, and that just confirms the fact that Aeon has actually stood the test of time because of its content. Let me show you the looking for group tool at 2:30 in the night. This is on a Sunday night, tomorrow is a Monday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups on one server on one faction. There is another faction and there is like 6 or 7, 8 other servers. I'm just saying, it's middle of the night, and this is prior to 5.0. This is a few days before a major patch hits, time in which there is like the fewest people around because everyone is kind of taking a break until the patch day. Then they come, they log in, they download, they start playing again the game. So it still amazes me up until this day. A couple of quick questions because I really want to get this out of the way as well. Is Aeon pay to win? No. Is Aeon pay a lot, a ton to win? Yes. But nobody's really gonna pay 10,000 euros just to be better than you in terms of gear in a game, because in 6 months there's gonna be better gear that you can acquire, and he's gonna just have spent 10,000 euros for 6 months. So nothing to worry about that. And even if you find some guy that does that, it doesn't affect you or me in any way out of the thousands of players in the game. Is PvP in AION always 100% fair? No, that's not the case, because we have PvP gear and we have PvE gear, we have better PvP gear, weaker PvP gear, etc. Do I deserve to not be always one shot by you, a guy that just started yesterday? Yes, I kinda do, because I've been here for 6 years. Why wouldn't I have more PvP gear than you do, right? You, with a little bit of dedication and a little bit of passion put into your game time, you can have as good or better gear, PvE and PvP, than myself when 5.0 comes in a matter of weeks. Are the graphics in AION bad? Well, I don't know. What you think? Are they horrible, or is it at least decent? I think the graphics in AION are at least decent, if not actually quite nice. Um, there's nothing to be bored of in AION, because if you are bored of your main, I'm gonna answer another question. Are alts in AION viable? Yes, they are 100%. One of the few games in which alting at lower levels, or again at end game, has a million things that will help you with money, stones, fun, PvP, etc. That's about it, guys. I think I covered everything I wanted. I'm not sure that this fit in 10 minutes, but I'm really hoping to see more of you guys, new people, more of returning players. 5.0, remember, guys, is an amazing time for you to return to the game or start the game. Trust me, guaranteed 100% by Saivo. You're not gonna feel bad at all if you put a little bit of brain into what you're doing. Ask me questions if you want to know, you're a new player and you want to know how to get started. Comments are below. I wish you guys lots of love, and yeah, I guess I'm gonna see you after 5.0.